questions 11 through 20 on the 2012 Grade 7 Gauss Math Contest. The perimeter of a square is 36. The area of the square is. If you have a square and the perimeter is 36, the square has 4 equal sides, right? So I'll call them all x. So that means the perimeter is equal to 4x. They're saying that perimeter is 36, and therefore 4x is equal to 36. So x would be 36 divided by 4, which is 9. So one side of the square is 9 units. Now the area of the square is x squared. So since x is 9, it would be 9 squared, and that is 81. So number 11, the answer is B. Which of the following is not equal to 15 over 4? Well, 15 over 4 as a decimal is indeed 3.75. This, if you add the fraction, an interesting fraction, 14 plus 1 over 3 plus 1, 15 over 4. 3 plus 3 quarters is also 15 over 4. This one, let's see here, that becomes 15 over 16. And then this one is 21 minus 6, which is 15. And then, of course, the denominator stays the same. So as you can see, the one that is not equal is D for number 12. On the spinner shown, PQ passes through center O. If areas labeled R and S are equal, then what percentage of the time will a spin stop on the shaded region? This symbol is a right angle, means that's 90 degrees. So that means that is a quarter of the circle. Now, if this is the diameter, since it passes through the center, that means this is also 90 degrees. So basically, that means that since R and S are equal, each of those are a half of a quarter, right? Because this is going to be a quarter of the circle, and each of those is half of that. So a half of a quarter, which is an eighth. Or another way to look at it is that this angle is 90 degrees. So we have each of those being 45 degrees, right? Because it's a half of 90. So 45 degrees over the full, which is 360. And that will also give you 1 over 8. Either way, it gives you 1 over 8. And 1 over 8 as a percentage is 12.5%, right? Because if you take 1 divided by 8 in your calculator, you'll get 0.125. And then, of course, you multiply by 100 to get the percentage. So 12.5 is the answer to number 13, which is choice E. The digits 2, 4, 6, 8 are each used once to create two two-digit numbers. What is the largest possible difference between the two-digit numbers? So we have 2, 4, 6, and 8. The largest number I can make is 86 with these two. The smallest number I can make with the remaining two is 24. And if I take the difference, I subtract them, I get 62. And that is the largest possible difference I can make with those numbers. So number 14, the answer is B. If snow falls at a rate of 1 millimeter every 6 minutes, then how many hours will it take for 1 meter of snow to fall? 1 meter is 100 centimeters, because you multiply by 100, and then to get millimeters, you multiply by another 10 to get 1,000 millimeters. Now, 1 millimeter is happening every 6 minutes, 1 millimeter of snow. So 1,000 would happen 1,000 times 6 minutes, which is 6,000 minutes. Now, they don't want the number of minutes, they want the number of hours. So you take 6,000 and divide by 60, because there's 60 minutes in 1 hour. And this gives you 100 hours. So number 15, the answer is E. The number 503 is a prime number. How many positive integer factors of 2012 are there? Well, 2012 is equal to 4 times 503. So it's nice that they told you that's a prime number. Well, this is really just 2 times 503. And you can also write that as 2 to the power of 2 times 503 to the power of 1. Now, anytime you have this kind of a scenario, you have two choices. You can list them manually, and if there's not that many of them, it wouldn't take you that long. But if you had a large number like 7 times 503 to the power of 12, then obviously it would be very long. There's a trick. What you do is you take this number and you add 1 to it. So in this case, it'd be 1 like that. Then you take this one and you add 1 to it. And then you multiply them. So in this case, it would be 3 times 2, which is 6, right? So it would be very easy to do something like that with this technique. Manually, it would take forever. But let's do it manually also. I've got 6, so I've got to find 6 of these. Okay, no problem. One factor is just the number 1 itself. One factor is just 2012 itself. And then, of course, 2 is a factor, 4 is a factor, right? 503 is a factor, and 503 times 2, which is 1006, is also a factor. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So with both techniques, that one and the manual one, I got 6 factors. So number 16, the answer is D. The ratio of boys to girls at Gauss Public School is 8 to 5. If there are 128 boys at the school, then how many students are there at the school? Well, the ratio of boys to girls is 8x over 5x, like that. And they're saying that the number of boys is 128. 8x is 128. So that means x is equal to 128 divided by 8, which is 16. So how many students are there? Well, total there's 8x boys plus 5x girls. So that's 13x in total. Well, x we just calculated as 16. So plug that in. 13 times 16 is 208. And that is the total number of students. So number 17, the answer is C. All 4 scales shown are balanced. One possible replacement for the question mark is. Okay, fun little question here. So we have to balance these guys. We've got to balance a circle, a diamond, and a triangle. Okay. Well, let's think about this. So, you just look at what's already been given, right? The circle and the rectangle is equal to a square. A diamond in the circle is equal to a triangle, and a circle and a square are equal to a diamond plus a triangle. Correct? Yeah. So these 3 guys, the circle and the triangle, those 2 together are here. Circle and a triangle, and they equal a square. So these 2, I can just put a square. And then, of course, I still got that diamond left over from there. So these 3 are equivalent to that, a square and a diamond, based on the information given there. So square and a diamond is my answer, and that's right here. Choice D for number 18. A set of 5 different positive integers has a mean of 20 and a median of 18. What is the greatest possible integer in the set? So we have 5 different numbers. Let's say they're A plus B plus C, D, and E. And if you take their average, it equals 20. Now they're saying the median is 18, so C, I'll make 18. And this is arranged like smallest to largest, A being the smallest and E being the largest. Now they want the greatest possible integer, so they want me to maximize E. So if I want to maximize E, I have to minimize the other numbers. Well, C is already fixed at 18, so there's nothing I can do about that. But I can minimize all the other ones. Well, they're all positive integers, so the smallest value I can possibly give A is 1. Now B, you're tempted to put 1 there, right? But here's the thing. They're 5 different integers, so I can't put 1. But I can put 2. That's the smallest next number. Now what about D? I can't put 3. Why? Because D is greater than C, right? These are arranged from smallest to largest. That's why the median, the middle value, is 18. So the smallest possible value I can give D is 19. So there we go. We got 1 plus 2 plus 18 plus 19 plus E, and that's going to be equal to 5 times 20 when I cross multiply, and that's 100. So when you solve this, you get, let's see here, 40 plus E is 100, and therefore E is equal to 60. So number 19, the answer is A. Chris lies on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, but he tells the truth on the other days. Mark lies on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, but he tells the truth on all the other days. On what day of the week would they both say, tomorrow I will lie? Let's draw a little calendar for us. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And we've got two players in this game. Who do we have? Chris and Mark. Okay. Well, Chris lies on Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays. So Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. And then the other days of the week, he would tell the truth. Mark lies on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays. So Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and on the other days, he tells the truth. So now we have to think about this. On what day of the week would they both say, tomorrow I will lie? Okay. That would mean that one possibility is that they lie on the same day. Because the one day before they say, tomorrow I'm going to lie, and that means tomorrow both of them have an L. Is there any such scenario? There's no L's on both days. Okay, so that scenario is out. The other way is that one's telling the truth and one's lying. So you got to think about that a little bit. So for example, if Chris was telling the truth, right, and he said, tomorrow I will lie, that means tomorrow he lies. He's telling the truth. But if Mark is lying and he says, tomorrow I will lie, that means tomorrow he doesn't lie. Tomorrow he tells the truth. Does that make sense? It takes a little bit of, thinking. So this is the scenario, I think. TL and LT. Where's TL and LT? TL and L, right here. There's a TL and an LT. So the day in particular is right here, right? Chris is telling the truth. So when he says, tomorrow I will lie, that is a truthful statement, and indeed, he does lie the next day. When you look at Mark, he's lying. So when he says, tomorrow I will lie, that is not true. He's not going to lie tomorrow. He's actually going to tell the truth tomorrow, and that's why it's T. So it works out, and it works out on the day Thursday. So number 20, the answer is B.